mean, the first thing I wanted to ask you is, who is Richie?
Man, what I'm saying? Richie Evans is, kid born in Philly, raised on the West Coast in Phoenix, though.
Okay.
Been in the industry for a little bit, was signed to an artist named The Game back in the day. You know what I'm saying? He was, my big bro really kind of showed me the ins and outs of this particular industry, really helped me kind of create and carve out my niche and my craft. Richie's a nigga who's motivated and really trying to blaze a path to stand on his own too and create his own legacy. You know what I mean? So,
right.
I'm out here.
Right, and I see you out here. And I just wanted to just elaborate a little bit. You mentioned The Game.
Yeah.
How did you meet The Game? I just want the audience to know, because they need to know, Richie, this is a game of relationships that
Facts.
we must cultivate and respect
Facts.
and continue to be a part of. So tell us how you even got to Game.
It's crazy. Game was he was in Phoenix and he was working on this album with a producer named Swizz Beatz.
Okay.
I was literally just leaving the studio, and I took one disc with me just so I can listen to it in the car, check my arrangements and shit like that on some of the music I was working on. I'm driving by the club and I see this Lambo up front, and I was like, who is in this club? So I pull up, you know what I mean? I walk, hop out, I go in there and I see Game and I see Swizz Beatz. So I go to the bar to get me a drink, and when I go to, pull out my money, I feel in my back pocket, I got that one disc. So I look over to the VIP, I walk up, he had his security, he had his management. And truthfully, at that particular time, I was in a different emotional space because I was just finding out that I was having a kid.
Okay.
So I would, when you find out you're about to have a kid, your hunger, your drive, your responsibilities turn up a little bit. So I go to the VIP, his security guard stopped me, and I was like, yo, can I hand this disc to Game? And he was like, nah, you can hand it to me or hand it to his manager. Now, a lot of artists know in this particular industry, we've all been through that sing and dance where we done gave it to a manager, gave it to a friend, and it's never got back to the person that we intended it to get to. You know what I mean?
Facts.
So at that particular time, I kind of really wasn't hearing a no at that point. So I seen Game get up and move. So when he moves, his security moves with him, his management moves with him. So I just slid into the VIP. I kind of walk up behind him and tap him on the shoulder. The security grabbed me. Everybody, it wasn't like a melee, but it was just a situation of where they didn't really know who I was. You know what I mean?
Right.
So they snatched me up. He looks back, and I said, look, all due respect. I said, man, I'm just a young nigga who out here hungry. I said, listen, I've been in that situation before, giving discs to everybody else and never getting back to where it need to get to. I said, look, all I want you to do is take this disc. I found out today I'm having a kid, and I'm just trying to run it up, So he took the disc, and I told him, if you throw it away, that's on you, but at least I know you got it. Right. Man, I want to say about 24 hours later, man, I got a plane ticket and a phone call to go to LA, and it was on ever since.
Yeah, see, that's the thing too. It's like you got to have confidence in your product and in the things that you do. Because in this business, if you don't have no confidence and no self-esteem in terms of who you are, they just going to chew you and eat you up and make you what they want you to be.
Facts.
So when Game noticed the fact that you wasn't just going to go with his management, security, when they moved, you moved.
Right.
And that's how you were able to get through to Game. And see, that's what needs to happen. I just think a lot of the younger artists, they got egos, which we all do, but you can't think you that good.
Right.
And that, you don't need nobody's help.
Man, that's, one thing I really learned through this industry as well. And like I said, we all was, young pups, and we've all carried that ego and that, we can do it on our own situation. But I will say that the most humbling experience and the most blessing experience that I've had in this industry is, being able to have somebody like Game and other mentors to really, lean on to gain some guidance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, this is a dog eat dog industry for sure. And I felt like I was able to learn from some of his successes and some of his mistakes. You know what I mean? So,
right.
Yeah.
Right. And I want to just, really elaborate, or actually just elaborate a little bit more on that, because it wasn't just game that you came across. I mean, you came across Kendrick Lamar, you came across J-Rock. I mean, you've had really a really good wealth of
knowledge.
Of knowledge. So what I want to ask you is, what have you learned from those relationships that you have with those artists that has helped you get further in your craft than you would have been if you didn't get that knowledge?
Well, like I said, a few of those names, I took a few gems and nuggets from each one of them individually. Like I said, as far as the Game situation, Game really showed me, like I said, what this industry was about. You know what I mean? He gave me the opportunity to go around the world a few times. He really showed me what it was like to help create a great body of work in a quality product. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick, for an example, when I ended up moving to LA at that particular time, Kendrick was always a patient artist. You know what I mean? Like, Kendrick right now is probably the face of hip hop, you know what I'm saying, next to Drake and other people like that. But, I've seen him get it from the mud. You know what I'm saying? I've seen him put his time and his energy and not get lost in the bullshit that goes along with this particular industry. You know what I'm saying? I've seen him wait his turn. It took him, a good 8 to 10 year span. But like I said, he was patient, he worked, and he didn't lose his confidence in the process of it. Same with J-Rock. You know what I'm saying? I mean, these are guys who are multi-platinum recording artists, great artists, but they all have a sense of confidence, a sense of respect, appreciation for the industry, and hard work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hard work and ethic.
And there's something to be gained by when you start from the bottom and you grind for yourself. Yes. Because when you do that, you know what you need. Instead of coming to a situation and letting somebody tell you what you need, you know what you need. And you got to, in this business, just like from Game and all of them, just like you said, they were patient.
Yes, ma'am.
And you have to be patient so you can identify who you are, not only to yourself, but also to this world that's looking at you.
Yes, ma'am.
You got to keep it. You got to keep that going. So I want to talk about your current release, because it's a heater. And let me talk my shit. Man. I love that track, Richie. You killed that track because it's a very complex track. Yes, you know what I'm saying? And you were in the middle of that sucker, just riding it right.